Good morning to Excellencies, Argentine authorities, important panel from India and Argentina, and people in the audience for these countries. I would like to thank to Ambassador from India, in Argentina and Uruguay, Dinesh Bastia, to be the guest of honor. Thank you very much. And also I would like to thank all the participants, all the speakers, distinguished speakers, will enrich this panel. As we know, today is International Women's Day. This conference is organized by Polo Ediciones, and publishing house from Córdoba, and Transbrahma, a think tank from India. I'm Aleli Peiro. It's my absolute pleasure and privilege to be moderating this important event. It's important to see people in Argentina and India with the same aim for gender equality. Both countries, India and Argentina, have so much in common, and a deep respect and admiration from each other, both as land of peace and democracy. I was awarded by the government of India with a scholarship in Bangalore. It was a beautiful experience shared with people of 22 countries. India empowered me as a woman with yoga and its philosophy. With this confidence win, I became a writer, a trekking guide, a business consultant. We have a lot for gender equality, but there's still a long way to go, because few women at the decision table. Women earn less than men in the same jobs. With the pandemic, increased poverty and based violence, gender-based violence. But during the pandemic, we are making a lot working together. The women are making a lot working together, especially in the health sector. We are strong, and we prove it during the pandemic. Now, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Mr. Siddhartha. Siddhartha, you be there?
Yes, that's right. I'm there.
Siddhartha is a strategic thinker, earth scientific author, mentor, and head of Transbrahma. He talk about, are women turning sapiosexual? What it is sapiosexual, Siddhartha?
Well, to begin with, thank you so much for having this congregation. Thank you so much for this rendezvous. Thank you so much, His Excellency, Ambassador of India to Argentina, Sri Dinesh Bhatia ji. And thank you all the panel members, particularly Kanuji, Raj Lakshmi ji, Alali, and of course, all of the illustrious members from Argentina. Well, on a day when we talk about women empowerment and International Women's Day, our focus happens to be on empowerment. Now, in general, although empowerment is an enlargement choice, but it does encompass various forms. For example, economic empowerment is the most thought of and the most followed forms of empowerment, as if one can go on to buy everything, even respect, talent, and vision too. Although money and financial wealth does go on to give some degree of a sense of respect and security. The Western world has known only economic empowerment. It is only in Sanatan that empowerment encompasses psychological, emotional, and spiritual cause. Now, this is because enlargement of choice and exercising that ability of a choice as a means of empowerment has been identified in multitasking, as is evident from the goddesses that we have, Saraswati, Durga, Lakshmi, and almost every day you have a daily practice that have female names. Whether you go on to talk of knowledge, that is Vidya, whether you go on to talk about worshipping, that is going to be Karuna, Puja, everything has a female name. And that is the true sense of empowerment. This is what Dinesh was also saying as well. That is, in Sanatan and in ancient India, this is how exactly it was. So it is also introducing pressure on the resources and managing environment in a sustainable manner that empowerment has been a practice. For example, empowerment has been in the form of polygamy in several regions of Tibet, and wherever the pressure on resources needed to be reduced. So girls were marrying 5 boys, girls were marrying 4 boys. Why? Because that way the pressure on the resources was well managed. If on the other hand, things would have been very different, like one male was marrying 5 women, then the number of people born would have been very, very high. So empowerment in Western perspective have been different. Empowerment in ecological perspective have been different. Empowerment in a spiritual perspective have been completely different. Besides, empowerment can also go on to have a feeling of being powerful as well. It can be elevation for oneself, but most often it can be playing a real part in making anyone feel beautiful, make anyone feel living a life, taking anyone out of a messy situation. And think of it, that is, we are talking about allowing others to get inspired as well. Empowerment is when you're going to inspire others. Empowerment is when you're going to take someone out of a messy situation. Empowerment is when you're going to make someone feel beautiful. Empowerment is a variety of those things. And this is what most women are capable of if they come to their elements and if they express themselves and devote themselves. Sapiosexuality is one such form of empowerment. Sapiosexual is a neologism. That means it's a neologism word, meaning that it has recently been circulated. It's a very, very recent word. And it has recently constructed word that has come into common usage, especially on social marketing sites, where some people are self-identifying themselves as sapiosexual. It refers to the person who finds intelligence as the most sexually attractive feature. It refers to the behavior of becoming attracted to or aroused by the intelligence and its use. Sapiosexual behavior is now considered to be the most important indicator of the state of economic development of any country, as well as being one at a very advanced stage of urbanization. That means it refers to a psychosociological change. It refers to a psychological change where the people are going to feel very, very liberated. The girls feel very liberated in this case. Sapiosexuality has been practiced in India in mutts. Mutts, that means they used to be areas where things used to be trained. And that also used to be in rishikuls. Rishikuls, that means where training used to be of a very, very high category as well. So sapiosexuality has been practiced in mutts and rishikuls in Sanatan. And although it was never explicitly defined, it was never abhored as well. And rishikanyas used to be practicing such type of a sapiosexual behavior. And therefore, girls are more identified with sapiosexual behavior than boys. Empowered women are almost invariably sapiosexual. That means they have an attraction towards wisdom, they have an attraction towards knowledge, they have an attraction towards maturity, they have an attraction towards not looks, but what goes on to make them beautiful of sorts from inside. So examples of higher percentage girls who have been able to bring such type of a change in the lives of people and who have communicated in a parallel manner at similar level to men who are at a much higher level. That means girls are communicating with people of a high intellect, high wealth, high power at a parallel level. That is one indication. And also those girls who go on to get married to men with a higher age and a higher intellect as well. Now, this does not mean that higher age men are always mature and more intelligent. But what age brings to men, such as high knowledge, high observation, wisdom, and intuitiveness, it invariably brings the same to women if they happen to be sapiosexuals, or if the women happen to wear sapiosexuality on their crown. Now, this understanding is taken to the next level, and it is going to be another form of empowerment. That means being or having such type of a psyche, having such type of a mentality, having such type of a thinking is going to be at another level of empowerment. A girl is able to catch up with a higher level of analysis, intellect, and power, and it is because of the many advantages that the girls possess. The first advantage is that a girls mature more for her age than boys of the same age. And for a girl looking for a high level of intelligence, wisdom and maturity is synonymous to age most of the times. That means that's the way that the girls are programmed as well. Second is, the girls need to look for diverse forms of engagement and emotional connect with one person that takes the form of a companion. He thinks, he looks for the boys, he looks for the men to being a companion, to being a friend, to being a lover, to being a father, to being a protector. And this engagement with the person is either in a divine bliss, or it is sometimes also going to be in a competition if there is a very high degree of friendship, or as a challenge. She is a challenger as well. Or it goes on to be in the form of a partnership, if it goes on to be something like maybe husband and wife, or maybe a boy and a girl, and so on. And the feeling that it ultimately gives to the girl is that of being empowered, largely because the girl is able to manage 5 components of men, and she goes on to have 5 emotional connects and different connects with the men in this case. Intellects have a next level of observation and an element of intuitive learning. Matching intellect through observation, intuitions cannot be anything but a sense of fulfillment that is even more, that adds to, or even more of an empowerment, and adds more to empowerment as well. Because when you are an intellectual, you have definitely a very high level of an observation in this case, and girls are programmed in that manner. The fourth is, intellect and wisdom communicates with greater, wider, and varied experiences. This is largely because anyone having a wisdom, anyone having intellect, they are going to be talking about diverse type of topics, diverse experiences, diverse historical aspects, and all of those things may be revealed subconsciously and hidden expressions and vision. That means a girl, when she is a sapiosexual, she is able to identify all of these traits in a man. And that is where the role of the society goes on to be, that is where the role of the whole of the world goes on to be, because if we allow the girls to follow this type of an intrinsic unspoiled behavior, and that is natural. So by allowing them to remain natural, by uncluttering their mind, is a form of empowerment. You just leave a girl the way she is, rather than influencing and programming her mind to think in the manner that may go on to suit some business house, or maybe some political agenda. That is going to be an empowerment for a girl, because such type of a thinking, such type of a form of thinking, concept, idea does not go on to remain naturally. That doesn't go on to exist naturally as well. There are certain inbuilt programs in the female psychology and her neurostructure. Kanuji will be talking more about it in this case. So there are certain inbuilt programs and female psychology and neurostructure that are best left unfelt, and that is one way of making them feel overwhelmingly empowered. This is largely because, consider that, unlike boys who are turned by visual and looks, girls are turned on by body language. Girls are turned on by voice. Girls are turned on by conversation and speech dexterity. They're not turned on by looks. And that is one part of being a sapiosexual. Retaining her originality and not changing it through behavior, changing image onslaughts that we're going to see on the net or here on there is allowing her to feel empowered all in all. Moreover, intelligence is the hallmark of being powerful, being able to control a situation, command a situation, and also rule over the situation as well. This type of a power attracts girls. Getting close to power, adding power, and be a motivation of power, that means the girl being a motivation of power is itself a sense of empowerment. And that is why a lot of things are being said that if you have a girl behind you, you can go to rule the world, you can go to do anything in the world. Intelligence also allows a person to have a high degree of adaptability. Unintelligent people are not adaptable. And a high degree of adaptability towards the girls and different type of behavior of girls as well. And thinking that of the strongest of the males, the strongest of the males are the most adaptable also. They strive to adapt in response to changes that they're going to see in the girl that they are looking for, the girl with which they are, and a change as is a response in the male psychology is a feeling of empowerment for the girl. And because the girl is a sapiosexual, and that is the reason that she can go to convey her feeling much more better. Intelligence, knowledge is generally associated with knowledge, and knowledge, if translated into communication, is not only a wonderful companion, but the greatest tool to feel empowered. Sapiosexuality reflects and mirrors this feeling. There is a fifth aspect. Knowledge and intelligence is a protection, prestige, plus respectability, all of them. Anyone can enjoy it. The sensitiveness of girls towards knowledge enables the girl to experiment with her thoughts, enables her to manufacture a new feeling, a new want, or a new desire, and a new aspiration as well. This feeling itself is the best form of empowerment a girl can enjoy. Then she can go on to bring creativity at her best, and she can be infinitely creative in that sense. Intelligence, sensitiveness, and observation, and its concomitant expression by varied means is a sense of independence. It's a powerful feeling. It is again sense of fulfillment, sense of expression, a powerful feeling, that is empowerment. Moreover, there is a sexual side as well to it as well, and that is in the expression one can go to wear or allow someone to wear in response to its stimuli and then responding to it as well.
Thank you very much.
Sapiosexuals do not form a patriarchal society. They are not part of a colonial mentality. They are not opinionated or not opinion-driven in decisions or judgment. They do not air narratives without who told them. Do not yield to any unwarranted, unjust situation. What better empowerment can a girl think of?
Thank you very much, Siddhartha. You are a man of much wisdom and knowledge. Yes, we are attracted for intelligence and communication. Men can develop more emotional and to be more sapiosexual for a better world. Thank you very much.